So welcome to this third video in the series of 7 of helping you launch your network marketing business, or whether your business is already launched, helping you refine your skills, because there only are really 7 skills you really need to master. And this one is all about presenting. Just like we're presenting this to you right now, you will be presenting the business to people. So what do you think are some of the fundamentals people need to understand when it comes to presenting?
Well, first thing I want to say is it's generally accepted that the man with the microphone makes the most money in the room, right? But with that said, there are people that have gone emerald. Miss Angela Wynn, a classic example. She went emerald without giving a presentation because she could push play with Mr. Holton Buggs presenting. But effective presentations have stories. That's one thing that's well known. Now that they do functional brain MRIs, they can see if I tell you a story, you put yourself in the story. Our brains sync up, our emotional centers sync up, and the connection is there, so incredibly powerful. So you may want to start with your story. What was your life like before you were exposed to this opportunity? What has this opportunity done for you? And where do you see yourself going? Because listen, there's a lot of people that were struggling beyond words that are now rich beyond their wildest imagination because of this. Or it could be maybe not something so dramatic. Me, listen, I was falling short on my goals of helping people. You know, I had mechanisms to get people healthy and happy, but what about wealthy? No. And the amazing thing is, now that I do that, they can get wealthy. And Mr. Holton Buggs said it best. He says, you know, if we had a couple of rooms, he said on one sign, hey, get healthy now, and the other, you know, sign on one door, get healthy now, the other door says, get rich now. Which room is full, right? Yeah. Clearly, the get rich now. So people want to focus on these treasures of the earth, and you move them in that direction, you'll do well.
And I think when you're presenting, like Dr. Bob said, telling your story or telling the story of the person who introduced you to the business, people relate to stories. Our life is one big story. That's why people like watching soap operas. You're seeing a story. Now, as far as how I got involved in this business, you know, if you told me a year ago that I would be working in this business, I'd say no way. I'm not drinking coffee. I hate coffee. Network marketing, forget it. That's not for me. I can't even begin to tell you just how much has changed in a year. What I thought, I don't think that way anymore. I see things in a different way, and that is your challenge when you're presenting. You want people to look at this in a different way and go, I never thought of it like that. I can't believe I never thought of it like that. Wow, this business, what a great opportunity. I'm in.
Yeah, and let me share then. There's 3 stories about the business itself. There's the story of coffee, the number 2 commodity on the planet that we made better, right? People put things in their mouth for 3 primary reasons. 1, how's it taste? 2, is it convenient? 3, is it healthy? Guess what? It tastes better, it's more convenient, it's way healthier. Next is the story of Ganoderma. It might just be just this simple. It's the number 1 documented herb of all time, and as Mr. Emmanuel Bernstein so eloquently says, I don't really know what this herb will do for you, but I do know most people feel better after a cup or 2. I share in 3 simple things, like 1, it increases oxygen, it increases energy, and it controls inflammation. And those factors help people and animals to live significantly longer.
And what about the story of, how this was reserved for the emperors?
Yeah, absolutely. Powerful story, right?
It was reserved for the emperors, and if you were just a normal person and they found you, they'd chop off your arm. If they found you again, they'd chop off your head. What would they do next? I don't know, because you wouldn't be around anymore. This is how powerful this herb is. Don't forget, or don't forget as a terrible thing to say, don't forget, because you'll forget. Always remember, right? When you're presenting this business to people, whether you're presenting it on your laptop, on your iPad, or whether you're actually just using this and taking people through the business, you want to bring this to life through stories, through metaphors. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, the last story is the story of the opportunity, and again, we can keep it relatively simple. It's the number 1 growth industry, created 42 coffee millionaires. When you compare the network that Mr. Holton Buggs built to the network that was built by Dexter and Bertie Yeager, 1/6 the business size, 170% the compensation. This opportunity is 10x Amway at the highest level. We love Amway, they paved the way, but this is a better way.
So let's just talk briefly about when you tell a story where you feel that you're taking something away from people, like people are missing out. You know, Why is that so important?
Yeah, we're wired for fear of loss. You know, people are not necessarily driven towards gain, but they are driven by fear of loss. If you're missing out on the greatest opportunity, if you're missing out on the opportunity of health that you could achieve just by changing your coffee, that's one thing that people can focus on. I personally would never put a cup of non-organo gold coffee in my body again. And having seen this opportunity, my only regret is, like Holton Bugs, I didn't believe bigger and faster, but I'm there now, and I'm going to grow this thing beyond belief.
And that's one of the things I say to people. I say, look, this business is going to be massive with or without you. You know what? But it would be better if you were in it, because I would love you to be a part of what it has.
And that's a little bit of that takeaway. We're going to the top. If you want to join our team, great, but we're getting there anyways, right? Holton Bugs looked at his original people and said, look, this is going to be $1 billion company with or without you. Join me or watch me.
Yeah.
The people that joined him are rich beyond words.
And when people present the proposition, how much time do you think they should be spending doing it?
Well, I like Talk Like TED, right? The TED conferences, whether they're talking about brain surgery, black holes, whatever.
Mushrooms.
It's 18 minutes. Yeah, sure. There's a TED conference video, 6 Ways That Mushrooms Will Change the World by Paul Stamets.
Watch that.
Phenomenal. Phenomenal.
18 minutes, some of the best speakers in the world. So don't think you have to go on and on and on for hours, and don't, what's the word when you go off in a tangent? Don't do it too much. Just stick to this. This is a very simple message. It shouldn't take you any more than 20-30 minutes max.
Organo Gold will have a CJM video coming out. I had the pleasure of being on stage with John Secturis, who makes about $1 million a month these days. And he just simply said, look, I keep it to 20 minutes, right? And he does. He does it artfully.
And remember, the whole thing of having a meeting, we mentioned this in the previous video, bam, fam, you're booking a meeting from a meeting. If you don't do that, please, I always say to people, don't bother having a meeting, because you'll generate some interest and that interest will go nowhere. And if anyone wants to sign up, this is so important. What you have to do is you then have to help that person get their dual team going. You need to go either do an event next week for them or go to their house.
And that'll be a follow-up video, because that's another skill set.
Yeah, so make sure you stay tuned for the next video. So that's presenting. Thanks for watching.
Happy day.
Happy day.